can't, dude, I just can't understand this, man. I just can't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Don't understand it, man. I don't understand it, man. I just don't. Just don't understand it. I don't understand it, man. I just don't understand it. All right, man. And I don't know. Yeah. Mm. Yo, what's up, Investor Z? Hmm. I know that can't be freaking right. I mean, I don't know why it did that. I don't know why, dude. I don't know why it did that. And this thing almost gave me 54 tick. This thing gave me 54 ticks of risk. I don't even understand why it even did that. This is why I don't ever really feel comfortable leaving a position without me monitoring it, because when stuff like that happens, I don't know why it gave me 54 ticks of risk. And that's devastating on silver. That's devastating, man. That's a big loss. Mm. Okay. All right. Yeah, apparently I am too. Man, I went from, dude, I don't know, man. Hold on, give me a second. So I made way too money in this made way too much money in this account. I was $200 over the buffer, and then I tried losing it, and then I went under the amount of money that I needed. I guess the spreads got me, and I literally went from being up $1,700 to now being down $233. And I was just only trying to lose $200. I honestly, I don't even know how I put myself in situations like this. I really don't, honestly. I'm kind of taken aback of how that whole thing just transpired like that. But damn, they are loving that fucking level right there, man. They are loving this level. Like, they're just defending it. I don't know why. Dude, man, I will say this, Investor Z, this is new to me. Or maybe I'm just becoming super aware of my self-sabotaging ways. I was literally up $1,700 in this account over the buffer. And now I'm $230 in the hole right now. What's up with that? I literally lost $1,900 just now. Trying to lose and make just the right amount of money just to be at the 50% consistency. Yeah, I would have to switch to the minis. Actually, you know what? Let me just do that shit now. Let me just do it now. So I don't be tempted to do it, because I will do it. All right, well. Oh yeah, so that limit that I had last night, did you know that Silver missed that limit by a tick? Silver missed my limit literally by just a tick. By a tick. And then it goes in my direction. That drop would have brought the account back. I don't know, man. I felt attacked by that. I felt attacked by that. I'm like, dude, like, why? Like, why? I came back this morning and saw that shit. I was like, bro, no way, man. No freaking way. So I was like, you know what? Fine. Fine. I guess today is just not going to be my day. Fine. Fine. Oh, shit. That would have been if... Shit. And there's no way. I won't even want to hold it until right there. Shit, that's even if this thing even survives the drop. Let's just do this. Let's just do that. Ah, damn it, I locked my... Oh my... Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh my god, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I thought I had one more contract to play with. I thought I had one more contract. I would have scaled in at that low. Man. I was gonna plan on scaling in at that low. And damn. Come on, Silver. Do one of them miracle bounces that you're known from doing. Do one of the miracle bounces that you're known for doing. Or just keep dropping. Just keep dropping. Whatever. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Mm, uh, mm. You see what like, dude, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy. That is crazy, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. Oh, dude, that's crazy, man. Oh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Oh my God, that is so crazy. Oh man. Oh my God. Oh man. That is crazy, man. That's fucking crazy. Damn. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. That's that's crazy, man. That's fucking crazy. Hey, yo, what's up, Tony? Wow. I'm $1,000 in the hole here. So I lost $2,700 so far. Uh, mm, uh, mm. I think it's probably like just something repackaged. I got that email too, but I was gonna take advantage of it, but I won't be able to. I'm at max allocation unless they've unless they yeah. So it looks like oh wow, oh wow. Hmm. Oh, it has an 800 daily loss limit though. I mean, I wouldn't spend $700 or $500 for an account that has such a small daily loss limit on it. You gotta trade for 7 days minimum. And then yeah, it's like blue sky. Well, I mean, I guess it's always been like that. You got 2 phases. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't do it. Silver, can you just stop being nasty here? God damn, dude. Oh my god. God, dude. All right. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my fucking okay. All right. Honestly, I don't even know. Okay. Damn, dude. Damn. 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 Oh. Oh. Damn, dude. Damn. Dude, I don't know, man. That's like the second time that gold ticked me out, or shit, silver ticked me out here, and silver ticked me out here. Man, I don't know, man. Dude, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I mean, it can't be. It seriously can't be like that. What are you looking for? It seriously can't be that I'm just picking the wrong trades, man. Like, dude, that's fucking crazy, dude. Like, it's oh no. You know, Investor Z, I don't want the welcome back tour. I don't want the welcome back tour from the Nasdaq. Man, that is. I just don't. I don't know why Silver did that to. I really don't know. I really don't know why that happened. I really don't know. I really don't know. Mm. Yeah, what's up, Santiago? Dude, I don't know what the hell happened today. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what happened today. I mean, I've already accepted what happened last night. I mean, I already accepted it. So I really don't know why. Mm, mm, okay. Mm. Mm. So you're saying Trump is speaking right now, huh? Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. Well, and we can listen to it, but they'll cut the stream off like they did the last time. Hold on, we'll listen to it. Yeah, the last time I had the inauguration up, like, dude, they shut down the whole fucking stream. I don't even understand why they would do, like, how they can even do something like that.
File your taxes 100% free in the app if you didn't file with us last year. Just file with TurboTax.
Is it already over?
Here than what's currently going on with Greenland. Would you like me to say a few words of Greenland? I was going to leave it out of the speech, but I think I would have been reviewed very negatively. I have tremendous respect
I think what's probably going on is that, Trump just stopped talking?
for both the people of Greenland and the people of Denmark. Tremendous respect. But every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States. We're a great power, much greater than people even understand. I think they found that out 2 weeks ago in Venezuela. We saw this in World War II when Denmark fell to Germany after just 6 hours of fighting.
Honestly,
and was totally unable to
Investor Z,
defend either itself or
honestly,
Greenland.
I wouldn't even.
So the United States
I
was
wouldn't doubt that.
then compelled. We did it.
Honestly,
we
I
felt
wouldn't
an
even doubt
obligation to do it,
I mean,
to send our own forces to hold the Greenland territory. And hold it we did at
damn,
great
dude,
cost
like,
and
what the
expense.
fuck, man?
They didn't have a chance of getting on it, and they tried. Denmark knows that. We literally set up bases on Greenland for Denmark. We fought for Denmark. We weren't fighting for anyone else. We were fighting to save it for Denmark. Big, beautiful piece of ice. It's hard to call it land. It's a big piece of ice. But we saved Greenland and successfully prevented our enemies from gaining a foothold in our hemisphere. So we did it for ourselves also. And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps. After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. But we gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now? So now our country and the world face much greater risks than it did ever before because of missiles, because of nuclear, because of weapons of warfare that I can't even talk about. 2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got them in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened. No anti-aircraft missiles went up. There was one that went up about 30 feet and crashed down right next to the people that sent it. They said, what the hell is going on? Those defensive systems were made by Russia and by China. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards, I guess. Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory. It's sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States,
I want to bring this
Russia, and
to
China.
attention.
That's exactly
This
where it is,
account
right smack
was at
in the
goal.
middle. Wasn't
I just needed to
important
lose
nearly
$200
when
in that
we gave
account,
it back. You know, when
and
we
I
gave
just
it back,
blew it.
wasn't the same
I don't
as
know
it is
what the
now.
fuck
It's not
just
important for
happened.
any other reason, you know.
I really
everyone talks
don't know
about the
what just
minerals.
happened.
There's so many places. There's no rare earth. No such thing as rare earth. There's rare processing, but there's so much rare earth. And this, to get to this rare earth, you got to go through hundreds of feet of ice. That's not the reason we need it. We need it
I
for
don't know what the fuck just happened, guys.
strategic national security and international
I don't know.
security. This enormous
crazy.
unsecured island is actually
That's
part of
crazy.
North America.
I literally blew an account
on the
that
northern
I just need to
frontier of
lose
the Western
$200 and I
Hemisphere.
blew
That's
the
our
damn- I blew the
territory.
account. I don't know what's happening today.
It is
I just
therefore
get
a
into
core
these ruts where
national
nothing
security
that
interest
I
of the
do
United
works.
States of
I blow
America. And in
accounts
fact,
for no fucking
it's been
reason.
our policy for hundreds of years to prevent outside threats from entering our hemisphere, and we've done it very successfully. We've never been stronger than we are now. That's why American presidents have sought to purchase Greenland for nearly 2 centuries. You know, for 2 centuries, they've been trying to do it. They should have kept it after World War II, but they had a different president. That's all right. People think differently. Much more necessary now than it was at that time, however. In 2019, Denmark said
can I
that they
just
would
get-
spend
oh my God.
over $200 million
All right, dude.
to strengthen Greenland's defenses. But as you know, they spent less than 1% of that amount. 1%. There's no sign of Denmark there. And I say that with great respect for Denmark, whose people I love, whose leaders are very good. It's the United States alone that can protect this giant mass of land, this giant piece of ice, develop it and improve it and make it so that it's good for Europe and safe for Europe and good for us. And that's the reason I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States, just as we have acquired many other territories throughout our history, as many of the European nations have. They've acquired, there's nothing wrong with it. Many of them, some went in reverse, actually, if you look. Some had great, vast wealth, great, vast lands all over the world. They went in reverse. They're stuck back where they started. That happens too. But some grow. But this would not be a threat to NATO. This would greatly enhance the security of the entire alliance, the NATO alliance. The United States is treated very unfairly by NATO. I want to tell you that. And when you think about it, nobody can dispute it.
Damn, God
We give so
damn,
much,
Silver.
and we get so little in return. And I've been a
fuck are you
critic of NATO
doing?
for many years. And yet I've done more to help NATO than any other president by far, than any other person. You wouldn't have NATO if I didn't get involved in my first term. The war with Ukraine is an example. We are thousands of miles away, separated by a giant ocean. It's a war that should have never started, and it wouldn't have started if the 2020 U.S. presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out. People will soon be prosecuted for what they did. It's probably breaking news, but it should be. It was a rigged election. Can't have rigged elections. You need strong borders, strong elections, and ideally a good press. I always say it. Strong borders, strong elections, free, fair elections, and a fair media. The media is terrible. It's very crooked. It's very biased, terrible. But someday it'll straighten out because it's losing all credibility. Think of it. When I went in a landslide, a giant landslide, won all 7 swing states,
Dude, okay.
won the popular
all right.
vote, won everything, and they only get negative press. That means that it has no credibility. And if they're going to get credibility, they're going to have to be fair. So you need a fair press. But you also need those other elements. And I inherited a terrible, terrible situation. If you look, the border was open. The inflation was raging. Everything was bad with the United States when I came into office. But I also inherited a mess with Ukraine and Russia, something that would have never happened. And I know Putin very well. He and I would discuss Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye, but he wasn't going to do anything. I said, Vladimir, you're not doing it. He would never have done it. It was terrible what happened. I could see it happening, too. After I left, I could see it happening. Biden had given Ukraine and NATO $350 billion, a staggering sum, $350 billion. I came in, and just like the southern border, just like inflation, just like our economy, I said, wow, this place is in trouble, meaning our country. All of these things were out of control. But the border was out of control. We fixed it with the strongest border anywhere in the
I just
world.
spent like $500.
And I've now been working on this war for 1 year, during which time I settled 8 other wars. India, Pakistan. I settled other wars that were.
I just spent
Vladimir
$600
Putin
on
called me, Armenian,
accounts.
Azerbaijan. He said, I can't believe you settled that one. They were going on for 35 years. I settled it in 1 day. And President Putin called me. He said, you know, I can't believe I worked on that war for 10 years trying to settle it. I couldn't do it. I said, do me a favor, focus on settling your war. Don't worry about that one. What does the United States get out of all of this work, all of this money, other than death, destruction, and massive amounts of cash going to people who don't appreciate what we do? They don't appreciate what we do. I'm talking about NATO, I'm talking about Europe. They have to work on Ukraine. We don't. The United States is very far away. We have a big, beautiful ocean separating us. We have nothing to do with it. Until I came along, NATO was only supposed to pay 2% of GDP, but they weren't paying. Most of the countries weren't paying anything. The United States was paying for virtually 100% of NATO. And I got that stopped. I said, that's not fair. But then more importantly, I got NATO to pay 5%, and now they were paying, and now they are paying. So something nobody said was possible. They said, we will never go up higher than 2%. But they went to 5%, and now they're paying the 5. They didn't pay the 2, and now they're paying the 5. And they're stronger for it, and they have an excellent, by the way, Secretary General, who's possibly in the room. Mark, are you here? Yes, he's here. Hello, Mark. We never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago, after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now. After I rebuilt the military in my first term and continue to do so today, we have a budget of $1.5 trillion. We're bringing back battleships. The battleship is 100 times more powerful than the great battleships you saw in World War II, those great, big, gorgeous ships, the Missouri, the Iowa, the Alabama. Because I thought maybe we could take them out of mothballs. They said, no, sir, these ships are 100, think of that, 100 times
come on.
more powerful than those big,
fucking be kidding me.
Big, magnificent pieces of art that you saw so many times ago, that you still see on television. You say, wow, what a force. 100 times, each ship 100 times more powerful than the big battleships of the past. So that was the end of the mothball story. So what we have gotten out of NATO is nothing except to protect Europe from the Soviet Union and now Russia. I mean, we've helped them for so many years. We've never gotten anything, except we pay for NATO. And we paid for many years until I came along. We paid for, in my opinion, 100% of NATO because they weren't paying their bills. And all we're asking for is to get Greenland, including right title and ownership, because you need the ownership to defend it. You can't defend it on a lease. Number one, legally, it's not defensible that way, totally. And number two, psychologically, who the hell wants to defend a license agreement or a lease? which is a large piece of ice in the middle of the ocean where if there is a war, much of the action will take place on that piece of ice. Think of it. Those missiles would be flying right over the center of that piece of ice. All we want from Denmark for national and international security and to keep our very energetic and dangerous potential enemies at bay is this land on which we're going to build the greatest golden dome ever built. We're building a golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your prime minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements. What we did for Israel was amazing, but that's nothing compared to what we have planned for the United States, Canada, and the rest of the world. We are going to build a dome like no other. We did it for Israel. And by the way, I told Bibi, stop taking credit for the dome. That's our technology. That's our stuff. But they had a lot of courage, and they were good fighters, and they did a good job, and we wiped out the Iran nuclear threat like nobody can believe. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. That, Venezuela, taking down Soleimani, wiping out al-Baghdadi when he tried to reinstitute ISIS. We did a lot. I did a lot of big things, all perfectly executed. Everyone was perfectly executed. Somebody told me that, a military expert told me, sir, everything you've done has been perfectly executed. I said, I know. So other presidents have spent, whether foolishly or not, trillions and trillions of dollars on NATO and gotten absolutely nothing in return. We've never asked for anything. It's always a one-way street. Now they want us to help them with Ukraine. And we say, we're going to. I'm really helping, not even them. I want to see, last week, if you saw, it was 10,000 soldiers, but last month it was 31,000 soldiers died. 31,000. That's this room times, the number of people in this room times 30. Think of it. 30,000 soldiers died in 1 month. The month before it was 27,000. The month before that it was 28,000. The month before that it was 25,000. It's a bloodbath over there. And that's what I want to stop.
Silver couldn't give me this win. Like, come on, Silver.
These are souls.
Like,
these
dude,
are young,
I don't know, man.
young people.
I don't want to believe that it's me.
Look like you. Look like some of
that
you.
I'm
right
doing
in
this
the
to
front
myself
row.
purposely. I
They
just
go
don't
to
want to
war.
believe
Their
that.
parents are so proud. Oh, there he goes. Comes back. 2 weeks later, they get a call. Your son's head's been blown off. I want to stop it. It's a horrible war. It's the worst since World War II. They keep going. They'll exceed World War II. The numbers are staggering, how many people they've lost. They don't want to talk about it. Ukraine and Russia lost just tremendous amounts. And I'm dealing with President Putin, and he wants to make a deal, I believe. I'm dealing with President Zelensky, and I think he wants to make a deal. I'm meeting him today. He might be in the audience right now. But they got to get that war stopped because too many people are dying, needlessly dying. Too many souls are being lost. It's the only reason I'm interested in doing it. But in doing it, I'm helping Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right, last time. A very smart man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being. But now what I'm asking for is a piece of ice, cold and poorly located, that can play a vital role in world peace and world protection. It's a very small ask compared to what we have given them for many, many decades. But the problem with NATO is that we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us if we gave them the call. Gentlemen, we are being attacked. We're under attack by such and such a nation. I know them all very well. I'm not sure that they'd be there. I know we'd be there for them. I don't know that they'd be there for us. So with all of the money we expend, with all of the blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money. But that dip is peanuts compared to what it's gone up. And we have an unbelievable future in that stock. That stock market is going to be doubled. We're going to hit 50,000, and that stock market's going to double in a relatively short period of time because of everything that's happening. But this is a good example. After giving NATO and European nations trillions and trillions of dollars in defense, they buy our weapons. We make the greatest weapons in the world, but now we're going to make them faster, much faster. You saw that. I put a cap on the salaries. Then I put no buybacks, no stock buybacks, no various other things that they were doing. I mean, they were making $50 million, but it would take them 3 years to give you a Patriot missile. I said, that's not good. My chauffeur can do a better job than that, and he makes slightly less than 50. They make big salaries. If they're going to make those big salaries, they're going to have to produce a lot faster. The good news is we have the greatest equipment in the world. Now we're going to start making it a lot faster. They're going to build additional plants. And all of the money that goes into stock buybacks is going to go into building plants. We're not allowing stock buybacks by defense companies any longer. They're going to build new plants to make Tomahawks, Patriots. We have the best equipment, F-35s. F-47, the new one just coming out. They say it's the most devastating plane, fighter jet ever. Who knows? They called it 47. If I don't like it, I'm going to take the 47 off it. I wonder why they called it 47. We'll have to think about that. But if I don't like it, I'm going to take that 47 off. But it's supposed to be the stage 6. It's supposed to be the first stage 6 plane, undetectable, like our B-2 bombers were undetectable. They flew right over Iran. They were undetectable. And they did their job, and they got the hell out of there. So we want a piece of ice for world protection, and they won't give it. We've never asked for anything else, and we could have kept that piece of land, and we didn't. So they have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember. A strong and secure America means a strong NATO. And that's one reason why I'm working every day to ensure our military is very powerful. Our borders are very strong. And above all, our economy is strong because national security requires economic security and economic prosperity. And we have the greatest that we've ever had. Biden and his allies destroyed our economy and gave us perhaps the worst inflation in American history. They say 48 years, I say forever, but I think 48 years is the equivalent to forever. Whether it's 48 years or ever, it's terrible, costing the typical family $33,000. What they did to this country should never, ever be forgotten. It's early. But he has to be rated as the worst president we've ever had by far. The auto pen did much of the damage. The auto pen, he was the auto pen president. Because I don't believe a sane president would have ever signed the kind of things that he signed. But now grocery prices, energy prices, airfares, mortgage rates, rent, and car payments are all coming down, and they're coming down fast. We inherited a mess, but we've done a hell of a job in 12 months. Under my most favored nation policy for drug prices, the cost of prescription drugs is coming down by up to 90%, depending on the way you calculate. You could also say 5, 6, 7, 800%. There are two ways of figuring that. But we have a favored nations policy that every president wanted, no president was able to get. I got it, and other nations approved it. And I had to use tariffs in order to get it because they said,
you see what I'm talking about right there?
In other words,
like,
a pill that costs 10%
the energy
in
just
London
must be off today.
Costs $130. Think it costs $10 in London, costs $130 in New York or in Los Angeles. And I'd say, boy, that's bad. friends of mine would say, you know, we go to London, you can buy the stuff for nothing. We go all over the world, we can buy it for nothing. Because basically America was subsidizing every nation in the world.
Trading is not just trading.
Because
sometimes you're trading against energy too, because
it became very tough. So when I called up,
man, that's crazy, man.
Emmanuel
that's
Macron,
crazy.
I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened? But I watched him sort of be tough.
No.
But he was at $10 for a pill.
Oh my God.
And I said, Emmanuel, and I have all the big pharmaceutical companies are in total agreement. It wasn't easy, by the way. They're tough, smart. They've been getting away with the scam for a long time. But they gave it up. But they said, you'll never get the countries to approve it. I said, why is that? Because they won't. They always said, we're not paying any more. Get the rest for the United States. So over the years, they stayed the same. We just went up, up, up. And I mean, we would pay 13, 14, 15 times more than some certain countries would. So I said, no, they'll approve it 100%. Sir, you'll never get them to approve it. I said, I guarantee you. But I actually started with Emmanuel, who probably is in the room too. And I like him. I actually like him. Hard to believe, isn't it? And I said, Emmanuel, you're going to have to lift the price of that pill to $20, maybe $30. Think of that. That means it's a doubling of prescription drugs. Might be a tripling, might be a quadrupling. It's not easy. No, 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 Donald, I will not do that. I said, yes, you will, 100%. He said, no, no, no. You're asking me to double. I said, Emmanuel, you've been taking advantage of the United States for 30 years with prescription drugs. You really should do it, and you will do it. I have no doubt. In fact, I am 100% sure you're going to. No, 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 I will not do it. Because yes, in all fairness to him, he has to double or triple. Because the world being a bigger place than the United States, it's not that you meet in the middle. You just have to go up some, and we come down a lot. They go up a little, we come down a lot. So we're at $130. They're at 10.
Man.
So they may have to go to 20 or 30.
I mean,
no more than that. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to be doubling or tripling. No, no, no. I said, here's the story, Emmanuel. The answer is you're going to do it. You're going to do it fast. And if you don't, I'm putting a 25% tariff on everything that you sell into the United States and a 100% tariff on your wines and champagnes. And that's about 10 times more than what I'm requesting. And you're going to do it. I don't want to go public with it, but you may make me do that. No, no, Donald, I will do it. I will do it. It took me, on average, 3 minutes a country, saying the same thing. You will do it. They all said, no, 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 I will not do it. You're asking me to double the cost of prescription. I said, that's right, because you've been screwing us for 30 years. And they said, we will not do it. I said, that's all right.
That is crazy.
On Monday morning.
That is crazy.
25, 30,
that is
50,
crazy.
Different numbers for different countries. This is also national security we're talking about. Not fair. We're not going to subsidize the whole world. And every one of those countries have agreed to do it.
Why, though?
So one of the biggest things that I've done is the fact that we have now most favored nation. We will pay whatever the lowest price is in the entire world. So our drug prices are going to be coming down by staggering 90%. Again, you could say 1,000%, 2,000%. Depends on the way you want to figure it, but we'll go with the way the fake news likes it better because it sounds, can you imagine a 90% reduction sounds much worse. But drug prices are going to be coming down tremendously in all the nations, and I appreciate them doing it, but they did it. In all fairness, without tariffs, I wouldn't have been able to get it done. After declining $3,000 under Biden, real incomes are up in the United States by $2,000, $3,000, and even $5,000 and more. Home ownership has always been a symbol of health and vigor of American society, but that goal fell out of reach for millions and millions of people in the Biden era because interest rates went up so high. Today, I'm taking action to bring back this bedrock of the American dream. In recent years, Wall Street giants and institutional investment firms, many of you are here, many of you are good friends of mine, many of you are supporters. Sorry to do this to you, I'm so sorry. But you've driven up housing prices by purchasing hundreds of thousands of single-family homes, and it's been a great investment for them. Often as much as 10% of houses on the market. You know, the crazy thing is a person can't get depreciation on a house, but when a corporation buys it, they get depreciation. Okay, that's something we're going to have to think about too. I don't know if too many people think about that. You buy a corporation, they buy 500 houses, they buy hundreds of thousands, they buy 500 houses, they can take depreciation. A person sweats and works and buys one house, they can't. But homes are built for people, not for corporations, and America will not become a nation of renters. We're not going to do that. That's why I have signed an executive order banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. It's just not fair to the public.
Well,
they're not.
I guess
they're not able to.
I guess, man.
Buy
That's
house.
crazy, man.
I'm calling on
right
Congress to pass that ban.
That right there would
and I
have
think
brought
they
the
will.
account back and passed it.
One of the biggest barriers to saving for a down payment has been surging credit card debt. The profit margin for credit card companies now exceeds 50%, one of the biggest. And they charge
it
Americans
just seems like a
interest
shot,
rates
man. It seems
of 28%,
like a shot.
30%, 31%, 32%. Whatever happened
why?
to usury?
You know, like, why did it miss it by a tick? I mean,
So
out of
to
all
help
things
our
to miss, like by a tick,
recover from
and
the
then,
Biden
it just
disaster,
immediately
all
works
caused by
out.
this
You know, it's,
horrible precedent, just horrible precedent.
man.
I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates
I'm
at
frustrated.
10% for 1 year.
I'm super frustrated.
And this will help millions of Americans save for a home. They have no idea they're paying 28%. They go out there a little late in their payment and they end up losing their house. It's terrible. To unleash innovation in savings and financing, I'm also working to ensure America remains the crypto capital of the world. And to that end, last year, I signed the landmark Genius Act into law. Now Congress is working very hard on crypto market structure legislation, Bitcoin, all of them, which I hope to sign very soon, unlocking new pathways for Americans to reach financial freedom. And I did it for two reasons. Number one, I thought it was politically good, and it was. I got tremendous political support. But more importantly, China wanted that market too. It's just like they want the AI. And we've got that market, I think, pretty well locked up. If I didn't do it, you know, Biden was totally against it until before the election when they realized that, you know, there were millions of people voting against him over crypto. And all of a sudden they loved it very much, but it was too late. They blew it. But it is politically popular, but it's much more importantly, we have to make it so that China doesn't get the hold of it. And once they have that hold, we're not going to be able to get it back. So I'm honored to have done it.
So,
finally, I've instructed government-backed institutions to purchase up to $200 billion in mortgage bonds to bring down
kicked out of two positions
rates.
that would have turned into winners.
And I'll be announcing a new
I literally got
Fed
kicked out
chairman
of
in the
two
not-too-distant
winning
future. I think he'll do a very good job.
Or after
See, I
getting
gave away
stopped
some
out,
of it.
you know, it goes up and hit my
They
target.
give that away. So we have something, got something.
This thing misses me
But
literally by
somebody
a
that's very
tick
respected.
here.
They're all respected.
And it
They're all
exceeds
great.
what
Everyone
I
that I
need.
interviewed is great. Everyone could do, I think, a fantastic job.
I don't know, man.
Problem is they change once they
Like I
get
said,
the
I spent
job.
like
They go,
$600 just now.
You know, they're
Not
saying
proud of
everything
that,
I
but,
want to hear, and then they get the job. They're
$600
locked in
is
for
down
6
the
years.
drain.
They get the job, and all
down
of a
the
sudden,
drain.
let's raise rates a little bit. I call them, sir, we'd rather not talk about this. It's amazing how people change once they have the job. It's too bad. Sort of disloyalty, but they got to do what they think is right. We have a terrible chairman right now. Jerome, too late Powell. He's always too late. And he's very late with interest rates, except before the election, he was just fine for the other side. So we're going to have somebody that's great, and we hope he does the right job. Last week, the average 30-year mortgage rate dropped below 6% for the first time in many years. Another major factor in driving up housing costs was the mass invasion of our borders. And I have to say one thing about housing, because nobody ever says this. I am very protective of people that already own a house, of which we have millions and millions and millions. And because we have had such a good run, the house values have gone up tremendously. And these people have become wealthy. They weren't wealthy. They become wealthy because of their house. And every time you make it more and more and more affordable for somebody to buy a house cheaply, you're actually hurting the value of those houses, obviously, because the one thing works in tandem with the other. And I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the value of people that own a house who, for the first time in their lives, are walking around the streets of whatever city they're in, very proud that their house is worth $500,000, $600,000, $700,000. Now, if I want to really crush the housing market, I could do that so fast and people could buy houses, but you would destroy a lot of people that already have houses. In some cases, they've mortgaged their house, and the mortgage would be very low. And all of a sudden, the mortgage without any changes becomes very high, and they end up losing the house. I'm not going to hurt, and I speak with Scott, who's doing a fantastic job, and Howard, who's doing a fantastic job, and all of my people. And I always say, look, you know, I can crush the hell out of the market. We can drop interest rates to a level, and that's one thing we do want to do. That's natural. That's good for everybody. You know, the dropping of the interest rates, we should be paying a much lower interest rate than we are. We should be paying the lowest interest rate of any country in the world, because without the United States, you don't have a country. I mean, I had a case with Switzerland. We happened to be in Switzerland. Maybe I'll give you a quick story. But they were paying nothing. They make beautiful watches, great watches, Rolex, all of them. They were paying nothing to the United States when they sent their product in. And we had a $41 billion deficit. $41 billion with this beautiful place. Flew over it, isn't it nice? So I said, let's put a 30% tariff on them so that we get back some of it, not all of it at all. We still have a deficit, big deficit. We had 41 million. That's a big deficit. And I said, let's put a tariff on. Different tariffs, different places. You're all party to them. In some cases, victims to them. But in the end, it's a fair thing. And most of you realize that. But we put a 30% tariff on Switzerland, and all hell broke loose. They were calling, I mean, like you wouldn't believe. And I know so many people from Switzerland, incredible place, incredible, brilliant place. But I then realized that they're only good because of us. And there's so many other examples. I mean, us, probably other places, but a majority of the money they make is because of us, because we never charged them anything. So they come in, they sell their watches, no tariffs, no nothing. They walk away, they make $41 billion on just us. So I said, no, we can't do that. So I'm going to bring it up. I still would have a deficit pretty substantial, but I brought it up to 30%. And I guess Prime Minister, I don't think President, I think Prime Minister called a woman, and she was very repetitive. She said, no, 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 you cannot do that, 30%. You cannot do that. We are a small, small country. I said, yeah, but you have a big deficit.
Why is my...
You may be small, but you have a bigger deficit than big countries. He said, no, 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 please, you cannot do it. Kept saying the same thing
come
over and
on,
over.
dude. Can you just give me a break, Silver?
I said, but you're
Can
a
you
big
give me
country
a fucking break here? Damn.
And she just rubbed me the wrong way, I'll be honest with you. And I said, all right, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, my
Appreciate
God,
it.
dude.
Do not do this.
Seriously?
Thank you very much, ma'am. And I made it 39%. And then all hell really broke out. And I was paid visits by everybody. Rolex came to see me. They all came to see me. But I realized, and I reduced it, because I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt them. And we brought it down to a, lower level. Doesn't mean it's not going up, but we brought it down to a lower level. But they pay now, tariff. But I realized that we have many places like that where they're making a fortune because of the United States. Without the United States, they wouldn't be making anything. Think of it. Switzerland made $41 billion on us. And as she said, it's a small place. And I realized with that, I don't know, it was so, because she was so aggressive. And I realized in that conversation that the United States is keeping the whole world afloat. Many places, I could give you 6, 7 places just in the people in this little area. I know every one of them. They're looking down. They don't want to see me. They don't want to stare me in the eyes. But they're taking advantage of, everybody took advantage of the United States. But I've been very fair, and I gave them a tariff, and it was fine. But I realized that without us, it's not Switzerland anymore. Without us, it's not any of the countries that are represented here. And we want to work with the countries. We want to work with them. We're not looking to destroy them. I could have said 39, 40%. I could have said I want a 70% tariff, then we make money with Switzerland. But Switzerland would have been probably destroyed, financially destroyed. I don't want to do that. But we should be paying the lowest interest rate of everybody. I hope Scott's listening to this, because we should be paying the lowest interest rate of everybody. Without us, most of the countries don't even work. And then you have the protection factor. Without our military, which is the greatest in the world by far, without our military, you have threats that you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe. You don't have threats.
Man, honestly, this
because of us. And that's because of NATO. One other thing, and I have to say it so importantly, in the old days, and
all right, man.
I used to say I'm the youngest in the room. Now I'm among the older. I hate to say it. I don't feel old, but I'm among the older. But I remember not long ago, 20, 25 years ago, when good news came out about, let's say, the United States. The United States had a great quarter. The United States had a great month. All the stocks went up. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Now when they say the United States had a record quarter, it's unbelievable how well it's doing, all the stocks crash because they say, oh no, inflation, they're going to raise interest rates. And they do. Some of these stupid people like Powell, they raise interest rates. And what they do is they stop you from being successful. It used to be when we had a great quarter, a great month, great earnings, great anything, any good news, the stock market went up. That's the way it's going to be. We got to do that again because that's the way it should be. Now when we have a great month, they want to kill it. Like we did over 5%. People were surprised. We should do 20%. We could do 25%. When we announce good numbers, and the reason is they're so petrified of inflation. And growth doesn't mean inflation. We've had tremendous growth with very low inflation. In fact, growth can fight inflation, proper growth. So we want to get back to the days when we announce great numbers, because we're going to be announcing phenomenal. You know, all these factories that are being built at record, thousands of businesses are being built right now. Remember, $18 trillion is invested. I think the second number is 3, and that was China many years ago. Investments in the country from outside. 18 trillion, nobody's ever seen. And that's money coming in and building things, factories. Thousands of businesses are being built, thousands. Hundreds of big factories, car plants are moving back to the United States. They're coming in from Canada, they're coming in from Mexico, from Japan. Japan's coming in and building plants here in order to avoid tariffs. They're coming in from China, they're coming in from all over the world. We have more plants being built now, car plants, than we've ever had built, even in the heyday from the 1940s and 50s. And they're bigger. They don't use renovations anymore where they take an old plant, they rip it down, they build a brand new plant, super modern plant. But it's happening at levels that nobody's ever seen. In 2024, the U.S. built less than 2 million new homes, but Biden admitted more than 8 million new migrants. And those days are over. In 2025, for the first time in 50 years, the United States had reverse migration. Boy, that was nice. And these were criminals that were being taken out of our country because they allowed people to come into our country from jails, from gangs, drug dealers, murderers. 11,888 murderers. We've gotten most of them out. And then ICE gets beat up by stupid people from leadership in Minnesota. We actually are helping Minnesota so much, but they don't appreciate it. Most places do. You know, Washington, D.C. is the safest place now in the United States. It was a very dangerous place to walk, and now you can walk with your wife, your kids, right through the middle of the city. Right now, Washington, D.C. is as safe as it gets. It was one of the most unsafe, I had to admit. We sent in the military, the National Guard. Within 2 months, it was great. Within 3 months, it's like a really great place and a safe place and a beautiful place. It's even been cleaned up. The graffiti's gone. The fences are gone. We don't have to worry about fences anymore. All of the places, the grasses are cut and replaced with new grass in many cases. It's all going to happen in the spring. But Washington and D.C. is beautiful again, and it's safe. New restaurants are opening up. They were all closing. Now you can't get into a restaurant. Restaurants in Washington, D.C. are all opening. Memphis also, Memphis, Tennessee, New Orleans, Louisiana. We're there for 3 weeks. We've cut the crime down by 64%. Within another month, we'll have virtually no crime there. We can do that all over. We're going to help the people in California. We want to have no crime. I know Gavin was here. I used to get along so great with Gavin when I was president. Gavin's a good guy. And we're going to, if he needed it, I would do it in a heartbeat. I'd love to see. We did help them a lot in Los Angeles, a lot with the early in my term when they had some problems. But we would love to do it. I will say this, if I were a Democrat governor or whatever, I would call up Trump. I'd say, come on in, make us look good, because we're cutting crime down to nothing. And we're taking people out, career criminals who are only going to do bad things, and we're bringing them back to their countries. But where we've done it has been amazing, and we have a capacity to do it at much greater levels. We're cutting illegal aliens off welfare and other government benefits, and I have directed that starting immediately, there will be no more payments to sanctuary cities, because they are really just sanctuaries for
Santiago,
criminals. They're really protecting criminals, and those are the ones we have to get out of
and I'm like
murderers,
on super tilt right
drug
now,
dealers,
so I'm not even paying attention.
the mentally insane. They emptied their mental institutions into the United States. And despite that, we have the lowest crime numbers that we've ever had in the history of the country.
I don't know.
Just came
I
out.
really don't know what's going on today.
But equally importantly, we're cracking down on more than $19 billion in fraud that was stolen by
I mean, dude, it's not
Somalian bandits. Can you believe that Somalia? They turned out to be higher IQ than we thought.
We get great entries on silver. I
always say these are low IQ people. How did they go into Minnesota and steal all that money?
It's just that sometimes, just like dude, that was just kind of...
We shoot them out of the water just like we shoot the drug boats out. They're not pirating too many boats lately, do you notice?
I don't know. Silver just
when they go out into those boats, they want to take over a $1.5 billion tanker.
I couldn't believe that it stopped me out.
And they say, we're going to blow up your boat. They have powerful weapons.
And then go in my direction.
You hit the side of the boat, you blow the whole thing up. The insurance companies are petrified, so they say, just give them the boat. We'll give them money instead. And I don't do that. We blow them right the hell out of the water. We see them going out, we blow them out of the water. We don't have any pirates so much anymore. If we do, they won't be there long. We've cut down with the hitting of the boats that are loaded up with drugs, including submarines. Can you believe they actually buy small, they call mini subs, very fast. They're meant for drugs. We've knocked out 2 of them. The Democrats say they were fishing. You have ruined somebody's fishing weekend, I would say. A submarine is not a fishing boat. You don't fish. But we've knocked down drugs by water, the oceans, the sea, by 97.2%. Think of that. And I actually say, who the hell are the 3%? Because I would not want to be piloting one of those boats. We knocked them down, and now we're going to start on land. We're going to knock it all out. The land is the easy part. What we did on sea is incredible, and that's our great military. The situation in Minnesota reminds us that the West cannot mass import foreign cultures, which have failed to ever build a successful society of their own. I mean, we're taking people from Somalia, and Somalia is a failed, it's not a nation. Got no government, got no police, got no military, got no nothing. And then we have this fake congressperson who they just reported is worth $30 million. You believe this? Ilhan Omar, talking about the Constitution that provides me. She comes from a country that's not a country. And she's telling us how to run America. Not going to get away with it much longer, let me tell you. The explosion of prosperity and conclusion and progress that built the West did not come from our tax codes. It ultimately came from our very special culture. This is the precious inheritance that America and Europe have in common. We share it.
That's about
We share it, but we have to keep it strong.
That's it.
We have to become stronger, more successful, and more prosperous than ever. We have to defend that culture and rediscover the spirit that lifted the West from the depths of the Dark Ages to the pinnacle of human achievement. We live in a incredible, changing period.
Dude. These
It's
medals
an
are not
unbelievable time, but we have to take advantage of the time.
Not one of them is
that we're in
a break today, man.
In our hands
Not
are
one of
technologies that our ancestors could scarcely have.
Not one
I mean,
of
they
them is
couldn't have
giving me a
even
break
dreamt
right now.
some of the things that we see today. And so rapidly they're produced. I mean, AI,
Hopper
2 years
just-
ago,
it
nobody
just
ever
keeps
heard of the term,
ping-ponging.
and now
It keeps
everybody's
missing
talking
my
about it. And it
entries.
can have
This
some
dude
very
is
good
not helping me
purpose. It
at
could
all.
also have some dangerous purpose, and
It is not
for that
helping.
we have to watch out. But some tremendous things are happening because of it. And we're leading by so much. We're doing so well. But opportunities that are bigger and grander than ever before in human history are right before us. It is the pioneers in this room. Many of you in this room are true pioneers. You're truly brilliant people. Just
I mean, I don't know.
your ability to get a ticket is brilliant because you have about 50 people for every seat. I don't know
I
what.
don't know.
That's Larry. Everything Larry touches turns
Yeah,
to
today
gold.
I
He
guess
made
I'm just
this
like
very
I'm fighting against
successful.
energy because
But you're in this room.
for
and
Silver to
some
do
of you
something
are
like
the
this
greatest
where
leaders anywhere in the world.
it
You're
just
the greatest
runs
brains
this high
anywhere in
and
the
then
world.
comes back and then
And
use it as support.
The future is unlimited, and to a large part because
I mean,
of you. And we have to
I've paid
protect
attention
you,
to this.
and we
I've
have to
moved my
cherish
limit
you.
because
I always say we have to
it reaches
cherish
the
our
area,
brilliant people because there
and then it
aren't
makes the
many of
move I'm
them.
looking for. So I pull the
So
damn
together with
order.
confidence, boldness, and
And
persistence,
every time I pull
let
the
us
order,
lift up our people,
it taps
grow
it,
our
and then it goes down
economies,
further.
defend our
And
shared
so I was like,
destiny,
okay, I'll
and
keep
build
it
a
on this
future
time.
for our citizens
And
that
this
is
time it shit
more
just runs the
ambitious,
damn
more
orders. I'm like,
exciting,
okay,
more
all right.
inspiring,
Like,
and greater
all
than
right. So
the
I guess
world has
nothing
ever
I'm going to do
seen.
today is going to be
We're in a
right.
position to do
guess, right?
things that nobody else has ever even thought of before. And many of the people in this room are the ones that
I'm
are
just
doing it. And I
tired
want
of
to
the
congratulate
foolishness.
you,
I'm
and
just
I'm with you
tired
all the
of
way. You can do things that
my
nobody
emotion.
else can
I'm
even
just
think
tired of it,
about.
man.
So I congratulate you on your tremendous success. And the United States is back, bigger, stronger,
tired of it,
better
man.
than ever before. And I'll see you around. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Well, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I mean, I've already reached my limit. I can't believe I spent so much money already. I'm already at my, honestly, I shouldn't even get a damn account for the next 2 months because of how much money I spent. So, I mean, I guess what I was telling myself as I was doing it is that I'm using my payout money. But But we gotta support the scrippers. All right, man. Okay. All right, man. That's gonna be my All right. Um. hmm. Yeah, so yeah, I basically just gave back a payout. Well, not even necessarily I didn't really give it back a payout for real, but that is a lot of money. That could have went somewhere else. Mm. So, I mean, was that something that was what, like abnormal or something like that? Was that abnormal? Because another thing that I'm experiencing today, yo, that shit, dude, I wasn't even paying attention to copper. Well, I guess all right, man, whatever. I wasn't even paying attention to copper. Uh, okay. Wasn't paying attention to copper, and it at 8:30, my setup presented itself, and I would have got paid. But I wasn't paying attention to copper. I think what I'm gonna probably start doing is probably have copper on like another screen or something like that, because I didn't even notice that it my setup presented itself just now, or at 8:30 this morning. Could have got some money in my other accounts, but yeah. I mean, dude, I mean, I get that. It's just that I just was on tilt, and so all rational thought went out the window. All rational thought is out of the window at this point. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, copper is just super selling off right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna play that game. My God, dude. Hold on, give me a second, guys. All right. Hmm. Hmm. What did I have this one up here for? Oh yeah. Oh, what did I have this up here for? Hmm. Okay. So I guess this is what I will do. I will choose to walk away. I will choose to walk away here. I will choose to walk away. If I do not get filled before the stream ends, I will lock up the accounts and I will walk away. That's how I'll end the stream, by locking it up and just coming back tomorrow. Mm, no. Yeah, I gotta cut off these. I'm not buying any more accounts, man. I'm not gonna buy any more accounts. I'm not gonna buy no more accounts, man. I spent way too much money. Way too much money than I would like to. And I didn't even see. Mm, yeah, spending way too much money on these damn things. Nice. So again, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, dude. I don't know what the hell is going on. I did it again. I did it again. I moved my limit that was sitting right here up here, and look at it, just super works out. I mean, dude, man, what the hell, man? All right. So what, you're gonna miss me too? Mm. Honestly, I really don't even know why I had that right there, honestly. I was so tilt. I think I was probably looking at something else. I don't even know. Well, I mean, mm. And it looks like silver wants to keep dropping. Mm. Okay. Dude, I don't know, man. It's like nothing I'm doing is working. All the support levels that I'm choosing is wrong. Dude, I don't know what the hell is going on right now. That's what happened. Well, I guess we'll see, man. And of course, it's gonna be a choppy ride. Of course, it's gonna be choppy. So I guess I might as well just prepare for that. It's not gonna be like a super run, like kind of like right here. Like if I entered this right here, you see how I just went straight down? It's not gonna be like that. So yeah, okay. All right. Dude, I don't know. That's just crazy. I can't get nothing right today, man. That is crazy. Nothing's working today. That's crazy, man. All right. Okay, guys. I mean, I guess I'll stay for the next 7 minutes, but man, I'm just. Man. I mean, I don't know why it needed to do that. I mean, I don't know why. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. All right, man. I guess you can say that again, Tony. It's probably another one of I guess only have a couple days like this, and so January 21st was just okay. You see what I'm talking about, guys? Like, instead of going to the top liquidity, it went deeper to, like, dude, I don't know. Like, I've been picking the wrong ones all morning today. And that's why I hate silver now. I don't like it because of that. Now it's gold. Like, dude, this is the problem that I have with gold. Is it the top or the bottom? Which one? It's going to bounce at one. So which one do I choose? And I picked the wrong ones all day. I picked the wrong ones all day today, dude. Like, I'm fighting against energy, dude. That is not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. I'm fighting against energy. Yeah. 780. Yeah, I'm fighting against energy here. I'm fighting against energy. All right. All right. Your boy Sherm is not supposed to win today. I'm not supposed to win, apparently. Even when I do win, I found it, like, dude, I literally found a way to lose this morning. Literally found a way to win and lose at the same time today. Because I'm going to remind you that that first account, I just had to lose $200, and for whatever reason, the market decided to, I don't know, I guess it was the spread, and I lost way more than I thought I was. And I was like, dude, like, what the fuck, man? And I was trying to nickel and dime silver, and the next thing I know, I'm down. I blow the account. Oh man. All right, guys. Hopefully, later on today. Man, don't be fucking sending me shit. All right, guys. That's gonna be it for me today. I do appreciate everybody that joined me. I mean, hopefully, whatever demon I got on my shoulder right now got its laugh of fucking with me all this morning, hopefully. And I'll come back later on, refreshed and ready to go. But we'll definitely come back later on tonight, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody, and keep on jabbing.